prochaine intervention est celle de la professeure Lisa O'Brien de Arizona State University. Et le titre de sa communication, c'est India and Transatlantic Slavery, Diasporizations of Culture, Identities, Heritage, and the Return. Please, Lisa.
It's the same. Bravo. Mela. Bonsoir. Good evening. We'd like to begin with a short clip from India. And we'd like to recognize the filmmaker, Jean Dubé.
I see you standing right by that doorway. I see you standing there for me, Grandma. I see you crying right by the door that you've been waiting for over 500 days. And I came, your posterity came to bring you back to the door so you can smile now. You can return back home to your village from which you were taken. You can go back and rejoice with the ancestors in your village. You no longer have to stay frozen in this time. Even though you will always bring your presence by here, and this will always be sacred, and you're going to always visit your fellow still stuck here at this crime scene, at this graveyard. I'm coming to bring you back home, Grandma. I'm going to walk you to the door now. Grandma, stand behind me. Put your hand on my shoulder as I lead the way for you to go back through the door. I'm here to bring you back through the door, Grandma. You can wipe your tears now.
What we saw in the short clip is an African American, or otherwise an African born in America, making his pilgrimage back to Cameroon, from where his grandmother, generations past, was forcibly taken away in transatlantic slavery between the 15th and the 19th centuries. And Jean Ndoumbe, please raise your hand, was able to capture it on film. Jean Ndoumbe, they didn't see your hand. Can you raise your hand? Yes. This African American, African born in America, knows that his grandmother was taken from the Cameroon territory during transatlantic slavery because he has taken the revolutionary DNA, ADN test, to trace his roots. After centuries of his maternal family not knowing where they come from in Africa, he finally knows that he is Tika, from Cameroon on his mother's side. He makes the pilgrimage to Cameroon to restore his historical memory, which transatlantic slavery stole from him. It erased our memory. He makes the pilgrimage to reclaim his culture, which is the fulcrum and the storehouse of his strength. That's what culture is. He makes the pilgrimage to restore his African identity, which is the first of all human rights, the right to know who you are. And many of us don't know because of transatlantic slavery. He does not come to Cameroon as a tourist. We are not tourists in Africa. He makes the pilgrimage because Cameroon, since knowing his origin from his DNA test results, represents a sacred place to which he must sojourn to show recognition, to show reverence, and to show respect to those who preceded him, his ancestors, in particular his grandmother. Ancestors hold a very special and sacred and a priority place in our culture. That's because even if we were not born in Africa, Africa was born in us. And the culture continues. Dimbia in southwest Cameroon, as you see on the screen, it's on the coast, 8 kilometers from Limbe, is the place in which he makes the pilgrimage. It's a spiritual pilgrimage, and it is replete with the rituals to his ancestors, to his grandmother. I think you all saw the candle, and that's very important in our rituals. He also is representative of many people of African descent who were forcibly diasporized into a slavery diaspora by European enslavers. We, the historic African slavery diaspora, are now making our way back to our primordial home to root and reconnect and put ourselves back together again for global Africa's renaissance. Africa diaspora, we are each other's missing parts, and we must come together again in order for Africa to rise again. Dimbia in southwest Cameroon today is the linchpin where this is happening. Bringing historic slavery diasporans from across the world, bringing them and Africa together again, and more specifically, but not exclusively, bringing Cameroon and its is the first and only official site of transatlantic slavery in Cameroon. It was officially declared a National Cultural Heritage Site in 2013, thereby acknowledging Cameroon's connection to transatlantic slavery, as well as its connection to its DNA diaspora. The first presentation I made here, Professor Pondi was the moderator, and I thank him, and he pushes me to this day to continue this work. And I think that he will attest, when I made the first presentation, people were like, what? Is this happening in Cameroon? And what is this Bimbia that you are talking about? That was 2010, and I think that Cameroon should be applauded and also recognized by the African Union, because Cameroon was the first country to invite its DNA diaspora back home. And other countries in Africa are trying to follow suit and are calling us in Cameroon to find out how we did it and how we're doing it. So I think that we should give Cameroon a hand. We see that Cote d'Ivoire is also following suit. They invited their DNA diaspora back home a couple of months ago, and they're also planning a larger slavery diaspora program in 2018. The structures that you saw on the clip are likely vestiges that remain on the Bimbia site of centuries past, in what UNESCO, after a site visit to Bimbia, said it is the largest site in all of Africa. It's the largest, in terms of land space, the largest site of transatlantic slavery in all of Africa. Imagine that. And we did not know this until 2010. This means that Bimbia, by UNESCO measure, is larger than transatlantic memorial sites in Senegal. Many of us know Gorée. It's larger than Elmina and Cape Coast in Benin, and Nigeria, Angola. I'm going to rush. We see further multidisciplinary scientific research, which is being organized by the Ministry of Arts and Culture at the helm, is poised to unearth more of Bimbia's history. At this time, with my students, I would like for them to stand. My students here in Cameroon and the US, can you stand if you are here? We have traced almost 200 enslavement ships from Cameroon territory. Thank you, to over 30 countries outside of Africa. Here are a few facts that we know about Bimbia. We know that there were indeed what was called slave pens to imprison Africans with instruments of torture until their shipment to countries outside of Africa. We know that the Baptist minister of African descent, Joseph Merrick, who came to Cameroon from Jamaica, found shackles to bind the enslaved in the house that he occupied at Bimbia. We know that the pillaging of the Cameroon territory enriched the European enslavers to the tune of billions of dollars. And we measure that in today's euros, in today's US dollars. We know that the so-called legitimate trade of Europeans after the abolition of transatlantic slavery was a guise, was a pretext, was a lie to continue human trafficking of Africans via what they call their firms and their plantations. They were still trafficking Africans until almost the 20th century. And I have a book that's soon to be released that shows the calculations of the money that they made, as well as give some of the names of European enslavers. Our African Renaissance is multi-sectorial, it's political, social, economic, epistemological, all of those things that we are talking about. but it is ontological at its base. We must restore ourselves as Africans. We must restore our Africanity. We must restore our self-worth and our dignity, because transatlantic slavery traumatized us. And we are still suffering that trauma, not only in the diaspora, but also in Africa as well. In closing, our DNA has memory in Africa and diaspora. That's how he could connect back to the Tikar ethnic group. And in our DNA is encoded our identity and our ancestry. Culture, c'est très important, because culture may be our last bastion for a sustainable reconnection as a global African people, diasporan and continental. And we are on the precipice of Africa's renaissance for the 21st century. African diasporan returns to Cameroon via Bimbia, that site of transatlantic slavery, in search of our ontological roots, our family, our village, our belongings, and a spiritual reconciliation shows that together we have a collective future, and that coming back to Cameroon, coming back to Africa is our cultural right. It is our cultural right. And also, it is part of our immaterial and intangible heritage. Thank you. We do have magazines. My students are holding them up. Thank you all. In which we have timeless facts. These are facts about Bimbia. We sell these as a way to continue our research. They are 2005 and 2000. So we invite you to support this work that we are doing on Bimbia. And it's also important to say that there are other sites in Cameroon, including Bimbia, which we located in our research. They are Rio del Rey, they are Malimba, they are Ambas Bay, they are Buri, and implicated are the Mungo, the Sanaga, the Nkam, and the Dibamba. Transatlantic slavery affected all of us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We go quick to the next speaker, who is Anita Diop from Africa Roots and Heritage Foundation in the USA. Le titre de sa présentation, c'est Rediscovering the Spirit of Africa, Africana Renaissance and Establishment of African Identity. Okay, please, Anita.